The more I live life, the more I realize how often I fail to show up into people's lives when they are in need of help, when they start to become more quiet and more distant than usual. And I honestly don't know the exact reason why I might act like that sometimes. It's not like I hate them. It's not like I'm uncomfortable to talk to them about their problems or the issues, but it always feels like I am so concerned about myself or forget about those that do so much for me in return. And I think as I'm growing up, the opportunities to talk to those people start to decrease. That's just adult life in general. Um, and but the thing is, when I'm given the opportunity sometimes to actually go and talk with them, and if I have the time, I fail to show up. I flake. I sometimes ignore or act like there's something keeping me busy. And this is behavior that you might notice a lot in your own friends too. Maybe you do it yourself. And I'm basically guaranteeing you that there is probably someone in your life that kind of acts this way. And I do think we as a society sometimes fail to acknowledge how much it means when someone actually pays attention to us, um, and actually cares about your time and actually takes time out of their day to check up on you, to see you, to just even though if it's a 30-minute conversation or 30-minute hangout or anything, you know, actually cares about your existence. And the thing is, we only have a finite amount of time on this earth. We don't necessarily know if tomorrow is going to be our last day alive. We don't know how long it'll be before we'll have the opportunity to see each other once again. And you don't really need too much, as I said earlier. You know, humans thrive off of being with one another. You don't need crazy activities, crazy hangouts. That much, honestly. It's just being able to be in the presence of one another. Another thing that would has been a problem, I guess, in some of the people I've seen, some of my friends, is that they fail to see how much their presence actually means towards a group, towards their own friends. They devalue their own presence. Um, it is normal for people to think of themselves as not as valuable to their friends' lives. You know, I even have my own friend who struggled to see his value in this friend group, even though he was the funniest, even though he was the one that would uplift everyone's moods and set the tone in the group. You know, when things would go wrong, he wouldn't see himself as a solution. But we all knew he was the solution. He was the person that kept everyone together. And he wouldn't be able to recognize that, you know? Because majority of the time, people were able to start their days with a smile on their face because of him, because that he showed up and he existed and he was able to bring everyone together. Even though it was just one or two jokes that actually brought us all together, you know? And maybe you have that issue too, where you start undermining how much your output of happiness means to people, you know? And these things made it realize that it is my duty sometimes to show up. Sometimes it isn't worth to just wait on someone else for them to say something. Sometimes I should just initiate the conversation and just start it. You know, I don't need to wait on someone, no matter how long it's been. It should be my job sometimes to be there for another person. And it doesn't matter how long the friendship has been, or if it's family or whatever it is. Sometimes that friendship does entirely depend on if you were the one to exist, if you were the one to show up. But yeah, that's all I really got. See you guys later.